All right, my name is Megan Morris, and 2013-14 Public Ally class. And my placement was with the Girl Scouts of Western Ohio, and my position there was Community Outreach Manager, and a little description of what that position is. There's my supervisor, Gina, and then 2.5 other teammates, Alicia and Jeannie, and then Kim is part-time who works with us. So the main goal of our program and our department is to go into underserved schools and lead a Girl Scout program with girls who probably wouldn't otherwise have the experience of being a Girl Scout. And we follow, our curriculum meets the core standards of the education system, whatever that requirement is. Is that the core?
Common Core.
Common Core, that's the word. So we go in during the school day. At each school that we're in, it's 1 day a week for 8 weeks, and we go in during specials time, so they're technically not missing out on academic schooling. So instead of going to gym or music or art or whatever specials they have that day, they'll spend their time with the Girl Scouts. And they officially become Girl Scouts, even though it's only for 8 weeks. It's a different outlet and opportunity for girls to have outside of the traditional troop setting. And everything that we do in the schools is free for the girls. It's paid for by donations from funders, and anything else we do, like summer camp or spring break day camp, instead of them having to pay the $15, there's also financial assistance for that. So it's basically free for the girls to do and to get this experience. So that's just a little bit about what my team does. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've learned and how I can use that in my next steps with the Girl Scout program and through TSP Team Echo.
Echo. That's fine.
That was a little weak, guys. All right, so the biggest take back that I'm getting from my experience in these past 10 months, pause that thought. So my mini POL, I talked a lot about my move to Cincinnati and how discouraged I was from this community here in Cincinnati because of clear racial issues here and injustices going on, and how I couldn't comprehend why this was happening in a 3.5-hour drive on 75 from Toledo, which is where I grew up and was from, and I was very active in the community there, in the LGBT community and feminist activism and politics and things up there. And to come to Cincinnati where I felt like that was non-existent, or it's extremely hard to find. The places that I did find were Planned Parenthood, just being a volunteer generally there. I did some data entry stuff and just random things there, but that was the one outlet that I kind of found here. I was also at the age of, I'm too old to hang out with the kids who are, partying all night, and I did that in Toledo, and now I'm kind of over that, not my scene anymore. So finding my space here, and I talked a little bit about how I have found some of that passion of mine again through this Public Ally program and these amazing people that are in this program with me and who I work with at Girl Scouts. And that got me sort of on my path to knowing what I want to do next and where my honed-in, focused passion lies. So I found out the biggest important thing to me that I've learned towards the end of this year is where my passion is connecting resources and organizations and opportunities that can be brought to the youth of Cincinnati, specifically in these underserved areas. So Girl Scouts and my department is one of those programs, and I've noticed with the girls that I've worked with how big of a difference that our program makes to them, both academically and character strengths building. They get to do a lot of teamwork. They get to vote on what they want to do. All of our curriculums, the girls have to do a community service project, and they get to choose who they want to help in their community and what project they want to create to do that. And that's specifically, that project has been impactful to me when the girls do it. Ooh, I'm getting chills a little bit. Some of the ones that they've chose is to make snack bags for the homeless shelter. Man, I don't know how many bags that I've made in the past 10 months with them. Probably close to 200 or 300. And the girls, they get white lunch bags and they get to draw on them and color them and make a note if they want, and then they fill it up with snacks, and then I would drive them to the drop-in center. And there have been a few conversations that I've had with girls. One in particular, this was not her service project, but she saw the box of pretzels under the table, and she's like, "Ooh, are those snacks for us?" And I said, "No, they're for another class that chose to do snack bags for the homeless." "Oh, well, homeless people are just dumb," or whatever. Like, she just made this comment about homeless people, and then I was able to have a conversation with her one-on-one about how it's not always the person's fault that they become homeless. There's a lot of, she was probably around, I think she was about fourth or fifth grade. So we were talking on a proper intellectual level, but explaining to her that, you know, it's not necessarily that person's fault, or not all homeless people are drug addicts or alcoholics, and that's how they end up on the streets. Sometimes they can get into drugs and alcohol because of depression and because of everything that comes along with whatever, and explaining to her that I have this great job and this great apartment or home and whatever, and then I get laid off, not necessarily fired, but just laid off even. Okay, now I have no income. Now I can't pay my rent or my mortgage or my utility bills. Now I'm evicted. Now I have nowhere to go. And that's how a lot of people, more than stereotypically you would think, end up on the streets. And to see her in her eyes understand our conversation and realize, oh, I think you're right, that makes a lot of sense. To see that realization in a girl was the most impactful thing for me and the most meaningful thing to me. And that's where I realized that my passion was. I've loved working with these girls, a lot of girls. I think my objective was 3,000 something girls that I've been working with over the past 10 months. I love that aspect. Every girl is an individual and an awesome person in herself. But where I see myself is being in a position similar to a resource coordinator for CPS. Something along those lines, where I would be placed at a specific school. Okay, let me look and see where the deficits are in either our education scores, our testing scores at this school. Is there a high tardy level, a high absentee level? Okay, well, why is that? Let's find out where the problem is. Well, is math really low at this school? Yes. Okay, is math the first class taught in the day? Yes. Does this school have a high tardy rate? Yes. Okay. So the kids are missing math class because they're tardy all the time, so maybe we should restructure that. Or finding out if there are any character strengths, lesser strengths missing in the neighborhood or community, and what program can we bring in either during the school day or after the school day to this neighborhood to help these kids learn more about teamwork or bonding or working with each other to support themselves or their communities and those sorts of things. Let's see. So through working in Evanston, I love Evanston. I don't have words really for the community in Evanston. It's pre-K through PhD. They have everything in their neighborhood that they could need to be the best that they could be, and they're pretty darn good already. So working in Evanston through Public Allies, for me in terms of my development, it's been an opportunity for me to grow as a public speaker. I've surprised myself a little bit with taking the initiative sometimes in our TSP to step up and say, yeah, I'll do that. For the first Evanston Community Council meeting we went to, I stepped up and offered to speak about our TSP and Public Allies and what it means and what we're doing here and what we've done so far with our community exploration, what we've found out from the residents living here, what they want, not what we are going to give them, but what they want, and how can we best serve you to give you what you want and what you need in your community. So I realized that public speaking then, it really isn't that scary for me, to each his own. But for me, I realized that public speaking isn't that scary when I'm speaking on something that I'm passionate about and something that I love and I am personally invested in. It makes me happy to stand up here and talk about how awesome Evanston is, how awesome Public Allies is, how awesome Girl Scouts is, because I love it and I know that all of them are deep-hearted in greatness and love. So it's a little easier for me to be up here or anywhere to speak publicly on things that I love. So hopefully maybe that will inspire you maybe to be a little less anxious about public speaking. So overall, I've learned how to network better, specifically with the resources already available, just how to network and collaborate and bring community partnerships together to work for a common goal, public speaking, obviously. And just really reaching out to residents in the community to find out their opinion, not my opinion, but how we can work together to bring something good to a project or a neighborhood or whatever like that. So I guess I kind of already told you then my goals for my next steps. I would love to be a resource coordinator, something similar to that field, that area. And then some of my key mentors and advisors throughout these 10 months have been the Public Ally staff. Marcy's been great for me, Sean's been great, and Nicole picking up here, and then my Public Ally class. Loss of words again. My TSP, I don't know how many times I've said it, and I don't think I can say it enough, that our TSP has been so lucky to have the people on it that we do. And the amazing things that we've accomplished have been great. And then also the Girl Scouts, specifically Erica, alum, and Tiffany has been fantastic, talking to me on advice about outside things and my what's next process. And Elizabeth also, PA alum, has been great to talk to for advice and things. So just always looking out for resources, not only in the professional field, but on the internal level as well. And don't forget to reach out and talk to somebody, even though, you know, when it's in your head, it sounds good or it sounds bad, but if it comes out of your mouth, it doesn't matter who you're talking to sometimes. It'll make sense and process better. So I want to thank everybody for being a part of my past 10 months. It's no words again. Oh, and this is my Girl Scout sash. I was never a Girl Scout, so I kind of made this up as I went, but this is my path at Girl Scouts for the past 10 months. My first year, I have a 2013-14, but I forgot it at home. Girl Scouts, Year of the Girl. My favorite saying that I found at the Girl Scouts is girls can do anything. Damn right they sure can. And Juliet Gordon-Lowe, one of the girls at one of my schools had cancer and was unable to be at school for a Girl Scout program, so I donated my hair to Lots of Love for her. Camping, loved camp. We didn't do any like hardcore camping with Girl Scouts, but we had spring break day camp and summer camps. which was good enough. Sing a lot of songs, do some Girl Scout theater. We did tie-dye. We tie-dyed our shirts and went to the Reds game. And it takes a lot of inner strength to do what I do and to do what Girl Scout staff does. And it takes a lot of inner strength for these girls to become the amazing girls that they're going to become, and they already are becoming it. So my next step with Girl Scouts is to be a volunteer. So that is my plan. July 1st, I will be a volunteer at the Girl Scouts. Thank you.